Hi everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. We're live today. You can see all the crazy stuff in my background. I'm actually going to keep the camera off my face pretty quick here for two reasons. First of all, can you see I'm still wet? I went to the post office to drop off a bunch of boxes today and I got poured on. And I actually changed out of my clothes and I have been kind of a mess. I'm still wet, so that was kind of fun. Also, I have to pick my son up from school at 4 o'clock today, which is in 1 hour, and you know I usually go over an hour, so I have to be short and quick, so we are going to get right to it. Okay, so I am actually going to flip my little camera right here, and I tried to get myself prepared ahead of time. Sorry while I wiggle this around a little bit. I have been so busy this week, but in a good way, like a good busy. So anyway, I have to tell you about what's been going on in my world because I think you guys will enjoy what I have to say. I have, sorry, I have a color version of this. Okay, so a few things. First of all, I had a crazy week last week. It was like a roller coaster of emotions and all kinds of stuff. I started the week out kind of crazy. I had a come to Jesus meeting with my business coach. I think I mentioned that in my live last week. In fact, I must have because I got a letter from one of my customers that was just so sweet. And so I will tell you all about that. But, I really did a bunch of good things last week to get myself in better whatever. I don't even know what the word is, but I was really excited. Now I have to tell you, I owe most of that to two people and three. One, my business coach, of course, because she's amazing. She's really good at telling me what I need to do and a little bit with how I should do it. And then also two people. Diane is my new assistant. She did so much for me last week, and so did Kelly. And I think I saw Kelly on here. Are you here, Kelly? So Kelly, she and Diane are so amazing, and they seriously took so much weight off my shoulders last week. So I was really excited about that. And then also I took some time to just do a few things for me. Do you guys see my fingernails? I got a manicure last week. I did it because Ella was going to homecoming and she asked if she could get her nails done. So I said yes. And then she's like, well, why don't you do it too? And I was like, oh, I don't like getting my nails done because, working with paper, it's really hard on your fingernails. Well, I have recycled boxes. I have packaged up these grab boxes, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I've done all this crazy stuff and my nails still look good. Isn't that amazing? I did go with the shellac or whatever they call this stuff that lasts longer, but I was really excited about it. So now I feel all funky with my fingers all the time. Do you guys feel like that when you put, nail polish on your fingers? I never wear it. So I feel all fancy. Okay, so all of that happened. Ella went to homecoming. If you saw, I did post a picture of her and her little date. They were so cute. In fact, let me see if I can bring it up on my iPad. I'll find it here. I just sent the pictures to my mom, so here you go. So that was Ella. This is her and her brother. They actually asked to have pictures together. That was weird. They normally don't like each other all that much these days. They're kind of tweeny. And then this is her and her cute little date. Isn't that, oh, they're big. Isn't he adorable? So I thought that was cute. And by the way, can I just tell you something really funny? My daughter told me that some of her friends follow me and watch me on Facebook. So if any of Ella's friends are on here, what are you doing, you guys? But seriously, that's cute and sweet. Thanks. So anyway, that is my daughter's little date. And I shouldn't say little date. They're 10th graders, but it was cute. So there's Carl, and there is my sweet Ella. She looked amazing. Oh my gosh. holy buckets. It was crazy. I could not believe, like, oh, heart palpitations. My girl is growing up. So that was so much fun to see. And she had a great time. And what was even better is, so Ella turned 16 on Friday, and her date is not 16 yet, so they needed somebody to drive them to this dance because most of their friends aren't quite 16 yet, of course. And so I drove them there, and then her date's dad offered to pick them up after the dance, which didn't end until 1 o'clock. Well, they went to a party afterwards. A bunch of kids went over to an after party, and that ended at 1, and he offered to bring them home, and I was like, yes. So anyway, there you go. It is so wonderful to see so many of you on here. Thank you so much for joining. It's always wonderful to stamp with you. I do have some projects and some cards to share with you, but I want to tell you about a few things going on right now. It's World Card Making Day on Saturday, technically, and actually I'm going to have an event. So check back on my Facebook page where you're watching this right now, and you'll see information about it. If you're watching the recording of this video, I will have the link to where this will be so that you can check it out. But I'm going to have a World Card Making Day special event. It will be a live event, and it will be on Saturday sometime. I haven't hammered out the time exactly yet because my husband, like I said, he's on a trip this week for work, and I need to verify when he's getting home so that I don't like schedule it while he's just arriving home, because that would be kind of a lame wife thing to do, right? Anyway, but there will be all kinds of specials and prizes and all kinds of stuff. Stampin' Up! Has a World Card Making Day special. It's until the 10th of October, from now until the 10th. And there are all of these stamp sets are on special, along with our vanilla and white note cards and envelopes. Those are two, they come separate, white or vanilla. And then also we have a special deal on Fast Fuse. Now, I know Fast Fuse can be a little persnickety and tricky, but I love it. It is my absolute favorite and most used adhesive. I use it on everything now. And the reason I like it so much is because it's such a strong, sticky adhesive. And I like that because I live in a, well, I stamp in my basement, which is, you know, by nature a little bit more moist. Pardon me for using that word. And then it's also more humid here, especially in the summer. And so I prefer this. I have used Snail, which is this, but I find that Snail will fall apart in the humidity, like your cards will fall apart, and I don't like that. So that's why I use Fast Fuse. I do use liquid glue, but I do Fast Fuse the most. So there you go. And the deal, by the way, is if you order a Fast Fuse dispenser, you get 2 free refills. 2 free refills. So spend $10, get $15 in free stuff, because these are $7.50 each. So I think that's an amazing deal. I personally will be buying quite a few on my own. Okay, so that is from the 1st to the 10th. Also this month is buy 3, get 1 free on printed paper. So it's not quite every package of printed paper, but it's most of them. You can choose from all of the ones on here, but all the good ones are on here. So that is so awesome. We're going to do projects with Designer Series paper today, and I love this. Love, love, love. So make sure you take advantage of that special. That is all month, though, so you have until the end. You did not miss the lip gloss, Susan. I didn't even do it. It's because we're in a rush. We've got things to do, cards to stamp, and people to pick up from school so that the Mother of the Year trophy case does not overflow with extra trophies. Okay, so as always, my new host code is right here, and if you order, you'll get a gift. ORDER. If you order $50, you'll get a free gift, and it's actually a kind of an awesome one this week. Free gift. And by the way, this is good until next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, however you want to look at it. If you order or share my video, you'll get entered into a drawing for a free stamp set. And actually, I'm going to give away, Oh So Eclectic. That's the one I saw. Oh So Eclectic is the set. And actually, I'm about to post an online class for this, so I'm very excited about that. So make sure you share the video or place an order, and if you do both, you get 2 entries because 2 are better than 1. Also, I have, and this was one of the cool things that I did last week that really actually helped me a lot, and that was I created grab boxes. Now, I have a video, and actually it's posted on this page. If you scroll down, you'll see it, showing what one of the grab boxes looks like. It's basically a priority flat rate box. So it's like this thick by about that, well, that big. 12 by 12 fits in it, plus a little more. So it's probably like 15 inches tall by about 3 or 4 inches wide, whatever. So anyway, those are super awesome. They're $40 plus shipping, and each one of them has about $150 or more in stuff. Now, some of that is brand new, unopened, unused. Others of it is opened and used partially. Packages of things. There is DSP in all of them because Dina has a ridiculous problem with DSP. But everything's retired, so it's kind of fun looking through them. In fact, I've loved looking back at all the stuff. In fact, I have maybe pulled a couple things, but lots and lots of good stuff. Each box is different. None of them are exactly the same. A couple might have like the same paper pack in more than one box, but pretty much everything is completely randomly mixed. There's ribbon, buttons, brads, eyelets, sticky embellishments. I even have online classes in some of them. I have handmade cards in some of them. I've put a couple paper pumpkin boxes in a couple of them. What else? Kelly knows. Kelly is so sweet. She got one and she opened it up and is all excited about what was in it, which was so awesome. But I really do fill them to the absolute brim of stuff. I mean, you can't get much of anything else in there. They're so full. So I recommend getting them. I only have about 10 of them left. Now, the link to get them is in the description of this video right now. I actually figured out how to copy and paste it for you, so check that out. So if you look at this video, like when I'm done, there's a little link to both my blog, and then there's also a link to register for one of these boxes. Now, if you want, I have some scrapbook only stuff or boxes. Oops. Okay. Only. If you want one of those, send me an email at drekow@yahoo. Those come with 2-page 12 by 12 spreads that are ready to go. All you have to do is add pictures. They have scrapbooking kits in them or scrapbooking related things, like I've got chipboard alphabets and stuff along those lines, kind of more specific to scrapbooking. So if you would like one of those, I just have a couple of those left. So definitely email me, and then I will send you a PayPal invoice for that one, just because I wanted to make sure I didn't oversell them or whatever. That made me nervous. So anyway, it is so nice to see you all here. Oh, there's one other announcement I have to make, and this one's kind of exciting. So yesterday is the first day of a new Stampin' Up! Year, a new Stampin' Up! Quarter, a new month, and for us demonstrators, it was very exciting because we could pre-order a brand new product line that is coming. And I don't think it's like a giant secret, but Stampin' Up! Is going to bring back alcohol-based markers. Now, we had those a few years ago. However, we had to discontinue them at kind of a giant cost to Stampin' Up! And what happened with it was that the manufacturer that was making them did not meet our quality standards, and they couldn't or wouldn't, I think it was more wouldn't, fix the quality of the product. So it turned out to be kind of a mess. The thing of it is that Stampin' Up! Has high quality standards. They couldn't meet them, and so they pulled the product line. They offered to reimburse everybody, whether you're a demonstrator or customer, for your markers if you chose. I kept mine. And they actually still work wonderfully. I had one kind of dry and one totally dry, but out of like, I don't even know how many markers. I must have like 50 or 60 of them. Only 2 didn't work, and they have not been touched for several years. And so they're bringing them back, and I'm so excited about this. Now, what they've done for us, and I love that they're doing this, is they're allowing demonstrators to pre-order them for 2 weeks. They have not set a release date for customers yet, but I wanted to tell you about them. I may or may not have overnighted my order. I cannot tell you. But they're giving us time to play with them and figure out how they work, which I love. And then they're going to release them to the customer base when they are ready. And what I love about that part is they want to make sure that they have enough stock ready to go. I know the product has been thoroughly tested. I know they're excited about this, and the quality levels are good. And the reason I know that is because they took a very big loss on the markers before, but they love the product. People wanted the product. I want the product, and we're really excited to be introducing them back. I think it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to share them with you. But what's super cool about that is if you're a demonstrator, you can get them now. Yay! So what's great about that is if you've been thinking about signing up to be a demonstrator, I'm just going to say this is a good time to do it. So that, the other thing is you can actually get those markers on your starter kit order. Awesome. So check that out. Okay. Now I've talked way too long, and I wasn't going to, but too bad. We are going to make some awesome cards, but first I have to show you some awesome cards that I got in the mail this last week. They are really cool, and I love them. And I'll post these on my blog too. This one is from one of my downline members, my team members, Milena, and she sent me the most kind, awesome, sweet letter ever, and I love it. And actually, Milena, I have to tell you, and look, the inside's cute too. I have to tell you, Milena, you gave me some great advice in that letter, and actually I've already taken some of it. And one of the pieces was to set regular working hours. Yep, that's the first thing my coach told me to do. Excuse me. Another card is from my good friend BJ. She was actually on the call with my business coach when I kind of flipped out a little last week. So she sent me this. Look at that. Cute hugs. Mwah. So BJ's so kind, and I love this card. We're actually going to mess around with this one in just a minute. So fun with the printed paper. And then this is the Eastern Beauty stamp set and Eastern Medallion framelits. Then this card is from Shelly. I couldn't remember who it was from. Shelly sent me this card along with the card for my friend Julie, whose grandson died. We talked about that. Actually, I just sent her 2 boxes of cards. They were amazing. I still am getting some in, so if you haven't sent one and would still like to, please feel free and do that. I know Julie will appreciate it, and I cannot wait till she opens the box. But isn't this a fun card? It has some printed paper with the daisy set, which I love the daisy set. I can't get enough of it. So that was a really sweet card. Then this one actually was from Kelly. I meant to post this earlier, and Kelly, I got this actually maybe 2 weeks ago, but Kelly, who's on here and who's one of my saviors, who's helped me so much, Kelly, made this beautiful card, and I was so tickled when she sent it to me, but she also sent like the sweetest, nicest note. So I just am so grateful for that. Thank you guys. I really have felt the love, and I so appreciate it. This card is from a very good friend and team member, Carmen. She is about the nicest lady you would probably ever meet, and she sent me a really sweet message in here as well, and I just love it. She used the beautiful painted harvest stamp set, and look at these gorgeous sunflowers. She spritzed them so they kind of blended out, a little watercolor looking. Oh, so cute. Then this card is another good one, and I really kind of forgot about this stamp set. This was discontinued a few years ago, but it's so cute. And this was from, oh dear, who was this from? Patty. Oh, yes, Patty. And she also sent such a sweet, sweet message in here. And I got to tell you guys, it means so much that you're sending me these sweet cards. I just am so grateful. Thank you. And then last, look at this beautiful card. It was in, I believe it was in this envelope. I tried to save the envelope. Let me see. Does the writing match? Yeah, it looks good. So this is so pretty. And I love the envelope. I really did not want to rip it. And you can see I took a big chunk out, but it was so pretty. I'm like your old grandma who does not want to rip the wrapping paper when opening a present. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so this was from Farida, I think. I hope that's how you say that. It was so sweet of you to think of me again. And she also had sent a card for my friend Julie, so that was really sweet. So anyway, I will post these pictures on my blog post so that you can see them again, because they are all each so gorgeous and wonderful. And I love that you take the time to send cards to me. That is so sweet of you. Thank you, guys. All right, now we have this DSP special, and I love DSP. So we have to do some stuff with our DSP. First of all, I made a project, and I think it's out in my classroom on display, but a week or so ago, I made a project, and this was a leftover piece from something I made. Now, this is from the wood textures background paper, or printed paper, or whatever you want to call it. And I really liked this. So I wanted to make a card with this leftover piece. I'm trying to decide I think that will work. So I wanted to make something pretty with that. And this paper is on the special list. So let me show you how I did this. First of all, I'm using the framelits that come with the Eastern Palace or Eastern Beauty stamp set, and then the framelits that coordinate with them. So I've cut these two pieces, and I've cut them twice. So I die cut these together, and I use washi tape to kind of hold them in place so that they stay nice and even running through your Big Shot. So the washi tape, you just stick over the edge. Well, I should do it like this because that's how you'd run it through your Big Shot. So I just put washi tape over and then run it through my Big Shot. And like I said, I did two of those. The first one underneath here, I didn't do this part with just because I didn't need to. You cover up most of it. But the second part I did, and then you can see you can kind of curl each of these. Then I also used the stamp, I'll point it out, this, and die cut this out in Berry Burst. So this is kind of one of the darker pieces of paper out of this deck, and then I'm going to put the lighter one on there. And then I added a gold faceted gem in the center. So that's how that came together. Now let's put this into a card. So first of all, I've got... this is just a half a sheet of crumb cake cardstock. And you know what? As I look at this, I'm not sure I like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe darker. What about early espresso? I think I saw someone flash what was the container I had. Let me show you. This is, you're going to love this. I just actually did this today, I think. Today or yesterday. This is a Interdesign kitchen bins. It's for storing your junk food in your pantry. I got this off of Zulily. I don't know if you guys ever go on there. If you do, I'll give you a recommendation because then I get free stuff. But anyway, this is a really cool container that I got, and I don't remember how much it was. I want to say it was like $9. I can't recall, but it is really nice, and it's stackable. So it's 10 3/4 by 7 1/4 by 6 1/2. So what's so awesome is that it fits 6 by 6 stuff in here. And then I've also got one of the project kits from Stampin' Up! Fits in here, which I love. So it works really well for my 6 by 6. Somebody was asking how you get notified when I go live. I think if you are following the Creativity Cave business page, which is what you're watching this on, you should get a notification that I'm live. If you don't follow it, I'm sure you won't get a notification, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, I can't decide if I like this or not. It's so hard. Oh, but I think this is good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the lighter or the darker? You tell me. I'm going to cut this piece of paper down to size. Lighter or darker for my card base? Lighter or darker? You tell me. I want to hear from you. Gosh, I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. So I am going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4, which is kind of a standard size, but I love the look of this kind of weathered paper. Ooh, it's even more weathered on this side. Ooh, it's coming in early espresso, darker. I love it. I think that's pretty unanimous, you guys. We're going with darker. So we're going to put this on here, and then I just thought of the cutest little thing that I hope is going to look good. This was not in the plans. It just came to me. Sometimes that's the best. I'm just grabbing a piece of gold glimmer to put with this. Kind of like shabby chic meets fun and, I don't know. So I'm going to put a 3/4 inch strip on here, kind of behind my little medallion, like that. Do you guys like that? I think so. That'll be good with the gold faceted gem there, right? So, of course, it would be crazy if we didn't punch this with our triple banner punch, because that's like the best invention ever. And then I'm going to trim this down to about, I think 3.5 is probably pretty good. We don't want it to be too overbearing. Now, I did just drop my punch. In case you heard that loud crashing noise, that's what that was. So anyway, there we go. So we've got that on here, and whew, my adhesive was sticking to my other adhesive. Okay. So here is that. And then we'll put this on here like this. And I just broke my cardinal rule of stamping, which is to stamp first, adhere second, in case you mess up. But you guys will forgive me, right? I have to say I am like extra aware of my fingers though. Doesn't that sound silly? I think it's because I seriously don't paint my nails ever, like ever. This is the first time in probably years. And so it just kind of makes me laugh. Like they feel funny. Have you ever seen those videos of like dogs wearing little booty things or touching the cold ground like after the first snow or something? And they're just like, that's how I feel. Okay. Okay, I am going to stamp on here. I think to go with kind of that weathered look, I'm going to use my watercolor words because they sort of have the weathery look. And I'm going to make this a happy birthday card because that's a nice big sentiment and I've got plenty of room to stamp it in. So we'll stamp that in early espresso ink. Okay. All right. So this is our first card. Do you think we should spritz it? I don't know. I can't decide. I didn't even mess up. Usually that's how I decide whether or not I should spritz something. But I think I will because, you know, spritzing's awesome. I've got my early espresso marker. And boom. There it is. So there's my card. Kind of wondering if silver would have been better under here, but it doesn't matter. I like it. All right. So there's our first card. Next, we're going to take it a little softer look now. And I don't know about you, but I think truly my favoriteest color or paper from the new catalog has been the daisy paper. And I just can't get enough of how beautiful this paper is. And so one of the things that I love to do is come up with new and creative ways to use these papers in my cards, because I know sometimes I feel like it's tricky figuring out ways to use them. So I think one of the things to do is to just play with pieces. And I also find that when I do just kind of open up my packets and play with the pieces, like I'm talking about like the cut pieces that are just sitting in there. So for instance, like I've got some strips of this, some strips of different patterns, and then just to play with those different patterns and put them in a card. For instance, look at this right here. I like how this looks, and it's just kind of a little different. So what if we put these three together on a card? Ooh, I kind of like that. So I'm going to cut each of these. Don't you like how this stuff happens? It just sort of happens. Okay. I'm going to cut each of these really quick to 4 inches wide, because that will fit nicely on a card. And these are 2 inches wide. So 4 by 2, that's a nice even number, and it works out great with sheets of 12 by 12. It cuts evenly in a sheet of 12 by 12, which I also love because I'm annoyed when I have all these leftover pieces. Okay, and so one of the things that, oh my gosh, I'm just reading this. Beverly says she has become attached to DSP and you're afraid you'll miss it when it's gone. And you know what? I totally get that, Beverly, because I felt the same way for forever. Like I truly believed that, that if I used up my DSP, bad juju would come my way. It's precious and I like to look at it. But if you just sit and look at your DSP, you are never ever going to have any cards, and you can't share that beauty with anybody. Is that cheesy enough for you? But seriously, I don't like hoarding paper, because I just cleaned out like 10 years worth of paper, you guys, and it was crazy that I held on to all of it. So I totally would just use it. Use that DSP. It's there for you to use. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 by 4 inch strips and I'm going to kind of put them on my card a little cockeyed. Now I will tell you, I believed cockeyed adhered paper was like the work of the devil. Okay, maybe not quite that bad, but like I didn't like it. I thought it looked funny. But now I'm kind of realizing that it's sort of cool. So again, I just sort of have these papers a little cockeyed from one another, and I think that just kind of gives it sort of an eclectic look. I don't know. All right, but what I'm going to do now that we have these pretty patterns on here is I'm going to put something right here. Now, I could go and, do you remember this card I just showed you? Oh, it's from the same DSP pack. I could put a big daisy right here, which would be really cute. Or what I think I'm going to do right now is take and stamp something on a circle. Look at this. Dina has a couple spare parts just sitting over here. This is actually the result of cleaning her office. So I'm going to use these. This is a stitched shape framelit in Pool Party, which PS coordinates with all of this. And then I have, I believe this is a 2.5 inch circle punch. So what I'm going to do is take and stamp a sentiment on there. So how about what I just saw one that I thought I wanted to use. Yes. Thank you so much. I believe that will fit on here, but let's double check that. Oh, it won't. Never mind. Kidding. We're not using that one. Let's find something a little bit smaller. Thanks for everything. That won't fit either. Thanks for that thing you did. That sounds goofy. I don't like that. Ooh, I know. Huh, I totally know what I'm going to use. And you guys are going to laugh at me because I've been dying to use this stamp. I've needed the appropriate occasion for it. You're awesome, right? Okay. So this is, and this will fit on there. Oh, thank goodness. This is from the stamp set, Great Big Greetings. And I got this for this one stamp. Heck yes, we need to celebrate this. I want to use this for cards for my downline. But, you're awesome. Now, I see you guys saying you're drowning in DSP. I get it. Believe me, I get it. So what I would say to that is, first of all, I'm giving you a whole bunch of ideas to use for DSP. I also have, if you scroll way back in my online classes, I have a online class called the DSP Hoarders, and there's 3 different bundles, and they give you, it's 40 plus sketches, all showing you how to use your DSP. It's amazing. So I highly recommend checking that out. Now I'm going to come back to my Daisy stamp set. Ooh, I think I am anyway. Actually maybe not. No, I'm coming back to my Daisy. I keep saying that only because I worry that I put it in the other room, and I think it is in the other room because I had a class with it, I think, last week. Ugh. I wanted to stamp something cute behind that. But where is my Daisy set? Kelly, did we do a Daisy card last week? I can't remember. I've had a lot of cards go through my office in the last week. And I don't see it up here. Don't you like how I'm narrating, looking for my stamp set? Oh, no, it's right here. Never mind. Here we go. So we've got our Daisy stamp set, and we're going to stamp our Daisy twice on this circle. Whew, I'm glad this is working out, because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do if it didn't. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my Daisy in Pool Party 2 times, and then I'm going to stamp that sentiment right over the top in Night of Navy. So there's my Daisy, which looks super cute. Okay, and then the You're Awesome is going to go right over the top. And this is Night of Navy. And we're going to stamp that like so. You're awesome. And then I think we need to embellish this with something cute. So what if we put a little ribbon on it? Well, of course, pop it up, because, I mean, it would be weird if we didn't, right? And maybe we might need a little Winkostella, too. I'm just saying. So You're Awesome. I'm trying to decide where I should put this. I think down here. I like that. You're Awesome. And then what if... I'm just thinking out loud here. What if we did a little ribbon bow? This is the shimmer ribbon in Pool Party. Lisa, is that an online class or YouTube video, DSP Hoarders? It is an online class, and there's 3 versions of it. And like I said, it's way... There is actually a video, too. It was actually the very first online class I ever did, so it's a little bit old, but the sketches are awesome, and I actually still refer to them today. In fact, if you look at my projects, you'll see some of those sketches still in use, but they're pretty awesome. Just like You're Awesome. Huh? Okay, and then my little Winkostella. You're asking for a friend. That's awesome, Lisa. I understand. You guys might like this. So my husband works at one of the larger employers here in town for John Deere. And I had many customers that worked, like my customers' husbands worked with my husband at John Deere. And so I always had to laugh and tell my husband that he was to never divulge, how much his coworkers' wives were spending at Stamp Club. Not that he really knew or anything, but when they came over, you know, it was like your secret is safe. You know, your privacy is protected here at the Creativity Cave. And so he always knew the rules. So anyway, okay, so there's a cute card. Very easy. Like I said. Now remember I showed you that one card from my friend BJ. So I really like this one. So I think we should create this card with some other paper. I've got the Be Merry paper. This is really fun paper for Christmas, and I think we're going to use that. By the way, I'll just close this so as to not get any more ink anywhere. HIPAA, exactly. See, Lisa, you get it. All right. So, and of course, my other favorite story is my friend Karen. She would come over and her husband would give her $10 and say, you go have fun at stamping. And well, I won't divulge how much she spent at my house when she came, but let's just say it was a little more than $10. Okay, so this card is really cute. It has 3 sections of DSP, which I love. And I'm going to take and switch it up a little bit and, like I said, use some different DSP. So I really like how I can take this idea and translate it into a different idea with different paper, different colors, different stamps, that kind of thing. So first of all, I'm going to use some of this beautiful Be Merry paper. So I think I'll use a print and kind of a more solid one, and then maybe another one of the more solid colors on there. And I also know, and this is because I measured it beforehand, see, I do prepare a little, that this is going to be 2 3/4 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to change up the ratio just a little bit. So I've got 2 3/4, and then I'm going to go by 2. So it's a little smaller piece. And then I'm going to do 2 3/4 inch on this one as well. And, whoops. Then we're going to go, how much did I say this was? 2. So this is going to be 3 1/4. Because that adds up to 5 1/4, you know, which will fit on my card right nicely. And then this right here is going to be 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And again, I did measure this a little bit ahead of time. But I like that I can kind of play with these a little in terms of the size and get a little different look depending on which papers I'm using and whatnot. So I think that's kind of a fun thing. Okay. Now, I need a card base for this, I think actually I might, well, let's see. I'm going to go with green. This is, the green in this paper is garden green. And I got to be careful with my time because I got to go soon to pick up my son so as to not win my Mother of the Year trophy. Okay, is the green got like a water drop effect, or are they stars? They're like just little splatter speckles. They're not, there are stars on the backside, but these are just speckles. Okay, so I will adhere my 2 pieces. Well, first of all, I will line them up to make sure they fit the way I think they're going to. That's always important. And then that way I can determine if I need to overlap anything anywhere. Because that's sort of how you fix if you mess up on your cutting a little. Let me get these pieces out of the way. And I also like to double check that I'm adhering the correct piece down on my cardstock, because have you ever put adhesive on the wrong side of your DSP? Because that makes me mad. I've done that many times where I'm like, oh, I want this side. So then I put the adhesive on there and then I'm like, ah! I actually did that recently. I can't remember if that was on a Facebook Live or not, but all right. So there you go. And then this last piece will go on like that. Okay. Now, one of the ones that I want to use on here, or one of the things I want to use on here. No, that's too big. That covers everything up. I think, yes, here we go. So this is a lots of labels framelit that I cut out, and I'm just grabbing my stamp, Merry Mistletoe, because this is so cute, and I'm going to stamp the cute little reindeer on here. And then, now you might laugh at me, but I'm going to stamp it and then cut it out. But believe me, it'll be worth it. Oh, I'm just looking for a scrap piece. There we go. There, this is good. A scrap piece so that I can stamp this. Now, what did I do with my... I had an early espresso ink pad out here. Of course I can't find it because that is the story of my life. And I didn't put it back, darn it. Oh, we can oh, here it is. It was just out of my arm's reach. Babe, those trees are supposed to be upside down. Yes, that's how I planned it. That's what you say to him, Anita. Of course they're supposed to be upside down. It's like the new style. I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm going to cut my cute little reindeer out with my fabulous... I know, seriously, that is what I lost before, isn't it? Ugh. Now let me tell you what I'm going to do with this. So I've got my cute little early espresso, and then ooh, maybe I'm going to do this. Maybe not. Oh. Yes. Phew. Okay. I've been dying to use these little boxwood wreaths, and I haven't yet, so I want to. We're going to put a little wreath around his neck, because don't you think that's going to be cute? So these boxwood wreaths, you get a whole bunch in a set, but we're going to put this around around the reindeer's head. Okay, so here we go. We're going to trim this out. Now this stamp set is in the main catalog. It's not in the holiday catalog, in case you were wondering. I say that because there was something that was in the holiday catalog, and I thought it was in the main catalog, and I was looking and looking, could not find it, and then I forgot about it, and then I came back and found it, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, so yes, I'm fussy cutting all this business out. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to make 100 of these, but because it would cost more to send them, you wouldn't want to do it anyway. Unless you like fussy cutting, in which case, go to town and have fun. So I was laughing today. I was at the post office dropping off a bunch of boxes and sending out thank you cards and gifts from recently. And, you know, gifts with orders, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the post office guy was laughing at me because it took me 4 trips to get all my boxes in. Because those boxes are heavy, like they weigh 8, 9, 10 pounds. And the other people in line were like, oh my gosh, when is she going to stop going back and forth? But it was funny because he was doing the postage on all of the stuff that I was mailing while I was running back out to my car because I had so much. Okay, so we're getting through this. It takes a while, but as I tell my kids, anything worth doing takes some effort. Gotta check the time. We're okay, but once I finish this card, I'm gonna bolt. I kind of think that is good, like when they're doing the dishes, you know, anything that they do, take your time and do a good job. Have pride in your work. And when you don't complete the dishes, your mom is going to go crazy. Do you guys have this problem? Do your kids, if you have kids, do they not complete a task maybe up to your standards ever. I think it's safe to say that if my husband were watching, he'd be out by now. So I will say, because he doesn't either. Ah. But hopefully he doesn't get really bored in Germany and then watch this. Okay. Oh, I was kind of ticked at my postal service, Karen, actually. I had them schedule a pickup for me and they did not pick it up, but then they said that they did and I was not happy. Okay. Just gotta go that last leg. There we go. Oh, it was worth it. So cute. Now I'm going to take and put this over. So I'm going to fold the antlers in half, feed them through. I'm going to be careful so I don't rip them off because I would hate to think I cut all of that out for nothing. But there we go. So there is my whole thing. And how flippin' cute is that? Oh my gosh. I'm getting myself all excited about my cuteness. All right, so here, this is a job for some mini dimensionals. I'm going to put several on here so that both my reindeer and my little wreath stay in place. And then we're going to, the wreath opens. It does? Oh my gosh. That's good to know. See, this is terrible. I haven't even used it yet. All right. So there it is on my reindeer. I suppose if I want this to stick to my card, I probably shouldn't have it stick to the wreath. There we are. Ooh, you guys seem to like this. I see lots and lots and lots of hearts. Yay. All right, there we go. So I kind of got him on crooked as it turns out. So let's straighten him out. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Dang it, I did smudge, so that figures. So we'll pop this up onto our card because, I mean, it's thick enough at this point. Why not? All right. Now, the other place where I think this would be amazing, and this is actually, so I'm pretty proud of myself because the vast majority of the stamps in my collection, and I have quite a few, actually have been used. So that makes me very proud. However, there's one notable exception, and I actually really like the set, and I need to get on it because there's some cute stuff for fall that I could use. But my point in bringing this up is I think this set would be awesome with the wreath too. In fact, I think there's a sample in the catalog that shows, you know, a wreath over the door. And I think that would be adorable as well. But there it is on my cute little reindeer. So let's finish this up. I'm thinking I'm going to take the wishing you blah, 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 blah sentiment. Or no, actually. Changed my mind. I'm going to stamp this little garland right here. And then on the inside, I'm going to stamp my sentiments. And then I am going to go. Seriously. But as usual, you know, I will post all of this good stuff on my blog. Now, I know the last couple weeks I've said Wednesday and I haven't come through on that, but I've caught up on things a bit more. So it should go up on Wednesday for you. There we go. I stamped that little garland underneath just because it needed a little something, something. And then I'm also going to stamp on the inside of this once I get rid of my smudgy, because that is making me kind of mad. Well, that's a little better. So on the inside of my card, I'm just grabbing a piece of paper. And I'm going to stamp my little garland once more. And then I'm going to stamp some words. Now, hopefully this won't come back and bite me because I'm not trimming off the excess like I typically do. Okay. Now we're just going to make sure it's right side up. So good. And then last but not least, Merry Christmas. This is for those times when you don't want to write a lot of stuff in your card. You know what I'm talking about? You know, where you're just trying to get it done. And if there's too much room to write all kinds of stuff, it takes forever to get the cards done. So this is one of those I can just say, love, Dina. Right? I really moved it down. Oh, Merry Christmas. We'll just adhere this to the inside of our card and we will be good to go. Okay. So I hope you liked today's projects and they gave you some awesome ideas on how to use up some of your DSP. Isn't that so stinking cute? And I hope you also will take advantage of my specials. Let me bring this in real quick. Again, we'll go longer next week, but this week was short because of my son and his patrol duty. He's done next week, so that's good. So again, if you spend $50, I have a free gift for you, and I might just say it's very sparkly. Also, if you order or share the video, you'll get entered into the drawing. I should say and or. You get 2 if you do both. And then I've got these grab boxes that are such an awesome deal. They're $40 plus shipping and they have $150 worth of product in them. I also have some special scrapbook only ones, but most of them are just regular stamping supplies, you know, for card making. So take advantage of that. If you have any questions, of course, please let me know. And thank you again so much for everything. And also I'm going to just put on here cards for Julie. This will be my last card or my last call. Cards for Julie. Please send it to me. And 2205 Barkwood Drive, Cedar Falls, Iowa 50613. And of course, if you're watching this on the recorded version, you can still take advantage of this. Thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. I'm always so happy to stamp with you. I hope you have a great week, and we will see you again next week.